What's up YouTube, Jeff back again. Today I have a very exciting Samsung video for you guys, and today talking more Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition, which I have right here in front of me. Today I've had this for about 3 days now, and I want to go through 5 potential things that are still missing from this device, because obviously I did my unboxing, I did a full comparison video to the Z Fold 6, so if you guys missed that, I'll certainly link it below and you can check it out. But there are still things missing here, and I don't want to make it seem like there's nothing that you're either downgrading or side grading from the Z Fold 6, and things that Samsung can still improve. So we're going to talk about that today. Before we get started, I want to remind you guys, if you haven't yet, make sure you check out our website, sammyguru.com, covering the latest Samsung news, tips, tricks, tutorials, and reviews. We have a full writing staff over there, in addition to myself making videos, of course, over here on YouTube every day. So we've got all the Samsung news you need. If you're buying a Galaxy S25 device, you can click on our orange banner at the top, and you're going to get a free mystery box when you order your Galaxy S25, S25 Plus, or S25 Ultra through our affiliate link. Get a free case, cleaning kit, desktop phone stand guaranteed in the box, plus other randomly inserted goodies like gift cards from Amazon, Google Play credit. Put in your phone number, your email, or both. This is US only for the sign up and also for the shipping, because we cover all the shipping costs as well as the cost of the products out of our affiliate revenue. That's how we're able to do this for our viewers. So of course US only, because the shipping would be very expensive international. If you guys are interested, check it out in the pinned comment and description. So I made a little keep document, as I usually do here, with the 5 things that I can kind of think of, and also the things I've heard from others in the various places, you know, comments everywhere on X. The first one is the under display camera on the main display and the one-handed use of the main display. So these are both main display things, so I grouped them together. You may or may not know from my previous video, because I didn't really highlight this because it doesn't really bother me, but this is not an under display camera. It's a regular built-in selfie camera here. Still not very good quality, honestly. You definitely don't want to use this for selfies. And of course, you can use the flip camera to turn around the phone, and you can take a selfie with the primary camera on the back. So it's not really a big problem. It's obviously very hard to notice this with my black wallpaper I have right now. But if I open something like, well, even with, see like this, with Chrome, it blends into the top if you have, you know, something like that open. There really isn't a place where I've found that I notice it. You guys can kind of see it there if I put it in the studio lights, but not having the under display camera doesn't really bother me. It's not something that's annoying, even when I know someone wanted me to show watching a YouTube video. Let's try that. Let's try watching a YouTube video. Let's see, I gotta turn on auto rotate here. And then we can take a look and see how it looks in that way. Obviously you still got the black bars, so you can't really notice it. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. I guess you can kind of see it here because it kind of gets in the middle of your YouTube video. But honestly, this is not something that would bother me watching content this way. It may bother some people, so I wanted to address it. I've watched a lot of content on here and I haven't really noticed it, or it hasn't really been a huge problem for me. But I did want to show it. Maybe that would bother you because it's not the under display camera. The quality is also still pretty terrible on that camera. They just need to find a way to get better quality anyway. But like I said, not something that really causes a huge issue for me, because you can do flip cam, turn it around, and use the primary camera to take all of your selfies. Now, the other thing here on this list, and I'll check this off as I talk about it, someone was asking me about the one-handed use. Now, of course, with the Z Fold 6, I still don't use it with one hand when the main display is open. I still hold it kind of like this. And then if I need to do something, obviously I'm gonna hold it with 2 hands and type as such, right? If I'm trying to compose, you know, something over on here, you know, I'm obviously going to be using 2 hands. So this doesn't really change anything from the Z Fold 6 for me. Someone was asking about hand fatigue. There really is no additional hand fatigue for me, because I hold my Z Fold 6 like this when I'm reading, and then when I go to type, I hold it like this, and I hold the Z Fold Special Edition in basically the same exact way. So in terms of any hand fatigue, things like that, I haven't noticed any at all. One of the other big issues, of course, which I did talk about in my comparison to the Z Fold 6, no S Pen support whatsoever. So the S Pen does not work with the Z Fold Special Edition. No S Pen works. So this is the one specifically that's for the foldables for the Z Fold 6. I have the S Pen Pro. I have the S Pen Creator Edition, which is the one for drawing and art that you can use on like the Tab S10 Ultra. I tested all the S Pens that could possibly work. None of them work. A lot of people have asked about this. So this is, of course, a big missing thing. Samsung is known for the S Pen. You have this big canvas. You have sketch to image, which of course you can still do sketch to image on here, but you have sketch to image inside. You know, you can do sketch to image in the galleries. Like if you go in here you can still easily do something like sketched image down here, but you can't use the pen to do sketched image. So that's obviously a huge drawback. And hopefully Samsung will fix that with the Fold 7. I think in order for this to be positioned as the do everything Fold 7 Ultra model, then it would have to have that feature. No improvements for the zoom or ultra wide cameras. So I did a full camera comparison in my video on the Z Fold 6, but unfortunately, the only camera here that's upgraded is the primary sensor, the 200 megapixel, which is basically what we have also on the S24 Ultra. There is no upgrade for the zoom or the ultra wide. The zoom in particular only goes to 3x, so it's very limited compared to your Ultra Model S flagship, including the S25 Ultra coming up, which is also going to supposedly get an improvement for the ultra wide cam. So I think Samsung needs to at least improve the zoom on the Fold in addition to the primary sensor. I don't know if they'll improve the ultra wide, but since they're apparently going to do that for the S25 Ultra, I feel like it would make sense. And since they probably already have the components, why not throw that into the Z Fold 7 or Z Fold 7 Ultra, whatever they call it. I think that would be a huge change. And I think a lot of people want that. They want an improved zoom sensor on the Z Fold 7. Weaker speaker and haptic motor feedback. So I talked about this in the last video with the comparison to the Z Fold 6. The speaker on here is not quite as loud and not as full sounding as the Z Fold 6. I'll link the previous comparison below. You guys can check it out. But we can play another clip because someone asked me to play a clip that had more bass in it. Let me see if we can find non-copyright music. But let's try hip hop maybe so we can get some bass. I don't know. Let's see if we can find non-copyright music. Hip hop. Here we go. I don't think this is hip hop, but okay. Here's Chill Day. Let's hear this. Go a little further. This is on max volume, by the way. At least in my opinion, it doesn't sound as full as the Z Fold 6. Like I said, the comparison video, I played both of them back to back, but there's another little clip. You can kind of make your own determination by listening to it as good as you can over video, obviously. And then also the haptic motor feedback. So, when you're just navigating around, like doing your gestures and things like that, and also just typing, the haptics aren't quite as strong in my opinion. That of course could have to do with the thinness of the device, which also could be one of the reasons why the speaker sounds a little more hollow, not quite as full. But those are probably things that Samsung can optimize with engineering on a larger scale device, and I'm sure they'd pay some attention to that if this ends up being the form factor for the Z Fold 7. The last thing is battery size. I saw a lot of people asking comments about, is the battery size the same? And yes, it is. The battery life is actually a little bit worse so far in my first 3 days of testing. Talked about this in my first video, but I didn't want to make any judgments. I would say probably about 30 minutes to an hour, easily less screen on time than I was getting with my Z Fold 6. Now, not a massive difference for me because I have a bunch of phones, but it would be a massive difference for someone who's going to use this, obviously, as their everyday kind of driver. So, of course, though, this phone is also a lot thinner, as you guys can see. See if I can get this in focus. Camera doesn't want to focus. There we go. It's a lot thinner, right? So creating a bigger battery in here while also keeping this thin profile might not necessarily be the easiest thing in the world to do. I know we want Samsung to do that, but they also have to be, cognizant of the laws of physics, and obviously they're constrained by that. So they'd have to probably make it wider, perhaps, maybe make it more like an S24 Ultra on the front, which some people want, but I've also heard a lot of comments from people saying, no, I don't want that. So maybe the sweet spot for Samsung is to offer one phone that is more similar to the Z Fold 6, smaller cover display, because some people seem to still want that, and then go slightly larger than the Z Fold SE, so they can maybe fit in a bigger battery and appeal to the people who want basically two S24 Ultras, S25 Ultra slabbed together to make up the Z Fold 7. Because I don't think you're going to make anyone happy by just having one option. So that seems like the best way to go. Anyway, these are my drawbacks so far of the Z Fold Special Edition. The crease is definitely reduced. It is not gone, but you guys can see, and if you look at the Z Fold 6 video comparison I did, it is definitely reduced. It is not necessarily on the same level as the Xiaomi foldable that I have, the Mi Mix 4 foldable. That one is a little bit probably more reduced on the crease side, but definitely for Samsung, it's a big leap forward, and it makes me very optimistic for the future. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification icon for future videos like this. Check out SammyGuru.com. Get in on the mystery box program if you're going to order a Galaxy S25. Appreciate you guys checking out this video. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching.